Welcome to the Organizepreneur Podcast, the ultimate podcast for female entrepreneurs looking to supercharge their business. I'm Aldreama Harper, host of the Organizepreneur Podcast. I'm also a business organizing strategist and coach, where I specialize in helping solopreneurs, freelance professionals, and service-based providers. This is to ignite, build, and transform your business dreams into reality. If you're feeling overwhelmed, struggling to manage clients and tasks, and worried about things slipping through the cracks, you're in the right place. With my signature framework, not only are you able to get your time back and get on track, but also turn your passion and hard work into a sustainable and profitable venture. All right. Hey, everyone. Aldreama Harper here, business organizing strategist, coach, and podcastpreneur. And this is where I help female entrepreneurs to turn their new or existing businesses into a thriving, sustainable dream business that creates more freedom, more time, and more profit. Welcome to today's episode. This is going to be exciting because I want to show you how, or share with you how you can take control of your entrepreneurial journey. So this was actually inspired by a question that was in our community who she works full time. And listen, I know you're going to be able to relate to this because she actually works full time and she's trying to figure out how to create balance with the demands of her full-time job and the personal things that she has to do, as well as trying to launch a business. And so she feels like there's a deficit somewhere, right? And so I know that a lot of you can probably identify with that. And so the first thing I want to say that in regards to that is that there's never a balance. There's harmony, as my business partner will always tell you, that there's no such thing as balance. There's always harmony, right? So really, this is going to be more about creating harmony. If you are struggling in your endeavors, whether you're trying to create a side hustle or a side gig that supplements your business, or maybe you're trying to get out of the 9-to-5 hamster wheel. I'm going to call it a hamster wheel, okay? Whether you're trying to get out of that because you're ready to launch your business, okay? So this is going to pertain to you. So I'm really excited about this because it reminded me of when I was really trying to figure out how I could leave my job. So this actually happened twice in my entrepreneurial journey, right? So the first time it happened, I was working in corporate America and I was really struggling. Number one, I absolutely hated what I was doing. I was miserable. I would drive into the parking lot early, like 5. I would get there 5 o'clock in the morning, where I didn't have to start until 7. But I would get there early in the morning and sit in the parking lot and cry first, and then I would go in the building about 6 o'clock so I can get started, early before people started coming in. Into the office. And so, because people would start coming in about 7 o'clock. I absolutely did not like what I was doing. I was actually a project manager over a product that I wasn't in love with. Okay. So aside from all of those things, I wanted to really, really launch my own business. Okay. So that was the first time that happened. And so I remember talking to my husband. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just so over this. And so he was like, okay, let's go ahead and, do it, And here's the interesting part about it was that, let me back up a little bit. Okay. So I had been carrying around my exit letter for a year before I even did that. And so my husband was actually tired of me coming home miserable, right? And because I just really did not like what I was doing. And it wasn't so much that I was wanting to leave the job and start a business. I just did not like what I was doing. And so I figured, well, why not start a business now? Well, I did actually leave the job, but I did not start a business immediately. I actually started working other gigs, like temp gigs and things like that. And I did that a few years before I actually launched my business. And so, to just kind of shorten, let me make this story a little bit shorter, okay? So, from that time when I left corporate America, after I had been working there for like 13 years, okay? But after that, I spent maybe a couple of years. It was a couple of years between that time and actually launching the business. And so I went, I was working, not side gigs, but temporary gigs. And because I really did not know how to start a business, but I knew that's something that I wanted to do. Okay. So let me just move forward, fast forward. I was working as the church administrator. And so in working as a church administrator, I was doing that part-time. And so I remember God speaking to me and saying, and he actually spoke to me through someone else. It was a confirmation. And so I remember sitting in the office, and that person would come and work on the building, and as an electrician, he had his own business. And so he said, Aldreama, you will never know the potential of your business if you continue to sit behind this desk in this situation. That spoke volumes to me. So that's the short version, or that's the shortest version that I could find to kind of paint the picture of my journey. So one of the things that I was doing even before he spoke to me about that was I was actually, since I was working part-time, I was able to, and this was again at the church, I was able to work my clients into the business during the day. And so as I was doing that during the day, I would schedule clients on my day off and things like that. And so that's how I was able to kind of create a little bit more, getting my clients in, as well as, still working on the job. So it was because it was really during the time when it was the mortgage crisis was going on and all this kind of stuff. So I'll save the rest of that story for another day and another time. But so that's kind of what inspired me to talk about this, because when this was posted in one of the communities, I could really, relate to that, right? Now, obviously, there's some differences in the stories, but the thing that is the common theme is trying to balance or create harmony in the demands of your full-time job or part-time job or whatever it is, even particularly if it's something you don't want to do, but if you are looking to actually launch a business. So the first thing I would say, let me kind of get into a few steps. So the first thing I would say is to clarify your vision, right? Clarify your vision, because if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what it is you want to achieve, then you're going to be on this roller coaster. Okay? You're going to be going here and there, and that's kind of what happened to me between that time when I left corporate America and when I finally started my business. I knew that was something that I wanted to do eventually, but I had not clarified my vision. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I had kind of a vague idea in terms of what I thought I wanted to do, but even some of those things didn't work out, because as a result of that, during that time span, I I started several businesses, and so I was just still on a roller coaster in terms of starting my business because I wasn't clear in terms of what the vision looked like. So understanding, your why, your motivation, and your focus and the things that you want to do in terms of entrepreneurship by clarifying your vision is really going to help you when you finally move into that direction. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, mastering your time. Now, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Okay. So you really have to make room for that dream. You've got to make time for it. You got to create time for it. You got to incorporate things in your schedule or allocate specific blocks in your schedule, right? So that you can work on your business. What that's going to do is, number one, that's going to help to kind of create some momentum and some achievements and help you to feel like, okay, I'm making some progress, right? So you definitely want to do that. And you do that by, by creating a schedule that helps you to leverage the productivity and be more productive in your off time. Okay, so you can use techniques like the Pomodoro method and things like that while you're still working on your full-time job. You can make sure that you do some things in your additional time. And I say additional time is really not additional time because really you're going to be sacrificing a little bit of some of that personal time, right? And so, but what you want to do is really commit to that, because time management is really not about managing time, because you can't manage time. But what you can do is commit to honoring an agreement that you're going to make, right, between regarding the endeavors that you're going to do. Okay. And you'll hear me talk about that most of the time when I'm talking about time management. It's about honoring agreements and committing to what you say you're going to do, right? Stay committed to that. So that's, again, I have other talks on that. And so, but I just wanted to give you a little snippet of that. So, time management, okay? The next one is leveraging your full-time job, right? Consider that your full-time job as an asset. This is how you gain skills. This is how you look at and actually inventory what your skill sets are and see if there are opportunities within your skill set. When you take an inventory of your skill set, you're going to find a lot of things that you can apply in your business, right? Even though when I was in corporate America, there were things that I did not particularly care for doing, but it really helped me. It's helping me in my business now, because there are things that I was able to take away from that I did in corporate America that I can apply in my current business now, and that I do apply in my current business. So that's step 3. Step 4, build a support system. Surround yourself with supportive people, a supportive community. Join networking groups. Seek out mentors. Connect with fellow entrepreneurs, right? Create the type of environment that's going to help you achieve your goals. And a like-minded community will help you to do that, because you want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who, some may have the same struggles or have been through those same struggles or challenges, and they can tell you how to avoid some of the pitfalls, or even share, what they did, in order to overcome some of those challenges that you may be going through. So it really does help to build a support system, and you can determine, what that looks like for you and what that, how that works for you. So That's number 4, build a support system. That's going to help you stay motivated. So, and then the last one is stay committed and be patient. Now, I say that because I'm probably one of the least patient person in the world, because when I start doing things, I want to see results instantly, and that really doesn't work. Building a business really does require commitment and patience, because there's going to be setbacks, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be things that, you may not see instant results, but it takes time. It just takes time to see some of those seeds that you've planted. It takes time to see them grow. And so as you keep learning, as you keep growing, and I'm telling you that it's like my business partner says all the time, she's like, entrepreneurship is going to challenge you spiritually and personally. So it is going to require commitment and patience. So anyway, so hopefully this is helpful to you. I do believe in taking action, right? So if you're listening to this, start by, jotting down, your vision and map out some of the things that you can do that's going to help you to achieve your goals. But make sure that you're being patient about it. But also, just, these 5 things that I just shared with you, right? Number 1, make sure that you clarify your vision. Number 2, manage your time. Number 3, leverage your current job, right? Build a support system. Number 4, and number 5, stay committed and be patient. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Organizedpreneur podcast, and we will catch you on the next episode. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Start by listening and subscribing to the podcast. Simply go to organizedpreneurpodcast.com. And also check out the freebies available, including a free training at theorganizedpreneur.com. So you ready? Let's go.